Hey, what is up, lovelies? It is Lynn the Gacha Goblin, and we're going to talk about the Gacha revenue report today. It is the 1st of June, and we're going to take a look at this list here. Of course, we're going to talk about Love and Deepspace, but I also want to talk about the other Gacha games on this list, particularly ones with husbandos in them, obviously. But I also have some comments on some other things as well. Now, we are going to take this with a massive grain of salt. Apparently, there has been news released that the numbers have been a little bit fudged on the CN side, since it is harder to take and estimate numbers from the CN side, but the global numbers seem to be a little bit more accurate in terms of what people are really thinking the revenue is, and I guess data is easy to collect or something from the global side. Apparently that's what is being spread online. I'm not really surprised. This is the same thing that happened with the previous Gacha revenue report before it was taken down and renewed. So we're going to take a look at the list here, and I kind of want to focus on there was nothing really interesting at the bottom, but I kind of want to focus on Break My Case here, because this, I know, is actually a game that is husbando focused, and it started off with 300,000 from last month, and it jumped up to 1.2 million, and I'm like, okay, that is a huge jump. Let's take a look at the game page. So I actually have it pulled up already. So this is what the game is. It is only available in JP, and from what we see from Love and Deepspace, JP doesn't actually invest a lot of money into Love and Deepspace, so I'm actually curious as to why people are more inclined to spend in this game as opposed to Love and Deepspace. On the JP side, of course. So this is the photo, I'm guessing like the game introduction of this, like the homepage. And then if we're gonna take a look at this, it looks like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Honey Pop that was super popular about a few years ago. Lots of different creators played the game because of its slightly suggestive themes in that game, but it was very much like a Candy Crush-esque kind of game, and this is what this is looking like. Honestly, I am not opposed to playing a game like this. If we had a male version of Honey Pop, I would totally play it. I would totally play that game, because I like that kind of game, actually. You know, like Homescapes or Candy Crush. I am quite interested in playing those kind of games, especially if there are cute husbandos to enjoy playing with. Okay, so you know, you have your chibi forms and whatnot. Again, unfortunately this game is only available in JP. I kind of also wanted to check out the game itself and to see what happened to garner such a jump in revenue. Did the game become more predatory or whatnot? I kind of went over to their YouTube channel here, and I was scrolling through and whatnot. So here we go, videos, right? So in the past month, these are the oldest introductory videos. There are so many male characters in this game. Guys, this is crazy. I like this guy's fit. But there are so many characters in this game, and I'm guessing that you can like at least play with them or like hang out with them. Do they have like, I feel like it's really Honey Pop-esque, you know what I'm saying? And it's live 2D, so if you know what like VTubers typically look like, that's what live 2D is. And then the latest things that they've been releasing is this new PV for, I guess, a new banner, I'm guessing. And then you have in the last month, this last past, whoa, what was that? Okay, we're gonna watch this. But it looks like they had their first anniversary, so maybe that's probably why there was a jump in revenue. It does look like there are really cool visuals to this game itself. It looks like a lot of fun, and I really wish it was available on the global side. Even if all of the voice actors stayed the same in JP, I think it would just be really fun to just play this kind of game anyway. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick little peek at this video because I saw something very interesting in this. So this is their what's that called? First anniversary.
まかないのリクエスト何でもどうぞ。
Wow. It's cute.
賑やかになって嬉しいな。
Can we get a little spicy here? Like,
これからもよろしく。
guys, I would be totally into playing something like this.
楽しいと時間ってあっという間に経つわね。
Whoa.
せっかくだしお祝いしないとな。
あんたがいい一年だったと思うなら、
Oh.
その通りなんだろう。
I like that. I like that. Whoa. What was
ア
that?
ニバーサリーというやつだね。お祝いしよう。君がうちに来てくれてからもう1年か。
これ食べていいよ。最近お気に入りのお菓子。
代理に会えてよかったって思ってるやついっぱいいると
My
思う。
goodness.
こんな時くらいはお祝いの雰囲気出した
SSR. I'm guessing these are like.
時間が経つのは早いね。お時間ができたらこちらにも顔を出していただけると嬉しいです。
Wow.
祝うべきことなら俺も祝おう。
1年おめでとうございます。あっという間だな。
君が代理してくれるおかげで助かってる。あなたがいるといつも以上に賑やかになるみたいですね。
こんなわけわかんねえとこでよく持ったんじゃね。どうだった？
Yep.
この1年は。
I like this one too.
代理業もだいぶ板についてきたんじゃねえか。
1年か。俺記念日は大事にするタイプ。
1年よく働いたな。
Okay, I can totally see why the revenue went up. This is actually really cool. Do you get them in like sets or something? Or this is cool. I like this. If I was playing this game, I would probably try to go for all of them. But yeah, that is Break My Case. Maybe, hopefully, they're gonna release like a global version. If they happen to like release the global version late, I still wouldn't mind. I would still play the game, you know? Alright, so continuing on, we have also Path to Nowhere went down in revenue here. I know this is actually a pretty popular game amongst the females. Maybe there's just like a slow patch, probably a slow patch, maybe filler, who knows? And then we have Love Brush Chronicles, which I know this has a global release for this game. I've heard some people, you know, telling me that I should try and check it out. I think this is just sort of like a regular Otome game. I'm not really quite sure on that. Then we have Litmus Company. Okay, anyway, then we have Tears of Themis. So Tears of Themis Hoyo game. Not really surprised. I mean, it's doing okay. I don't really have anything to say about that, to be perfectly honest. Let's see, where is Light and Night? Light and Night, this and Beyond the World are two games that released during the same time as Love and Deepspace. Clearly, we're seeing some sort of maybe stagnation for Beyond the World. Again, these numbers can be a little bit fudged. It is only coming from the CN side. Light and Night, I think they did release something for their game. This game actually looks super fun. In terms of like the graphics and the way that the characters look, they look amazing. I mean, come on, look at that. This doesn't look like it's live 2D or anything like that, unfortunately. Wow, this would be so popular in the global player base, to be perfectly honest. I really wish that they would release more global servers for a lot of these different female-oriented games. That way we can, you know, participate and have fun. But that, unfortunately, is not the case. Then we have Infinity Nikki, which, well, we know what happened with the girl caught. It does look like it dropped at least 200,000, which is nice, in the past month or so. Doesn't really look like the game was earning that much compared to some of the other bigger names in terms of open world gacha games here, but it's nice to see that there was definitely a significant drop since all of the drama happened last month. People definitely started not spending and sticking to their guns about it. I hope to see that this continues to drop a little bit more in the next coming months. Hopefully then Infold might actually be more proactive in doing some changes with the development and the management of the game itself. So then let's continue on. Zenless Zone Zero. Oh, this is not good. Zenless Zone Zero dropped by half, or at least almost half. I am a little bit concerned about this because the runtime of Hugo was last month. And this is just going to fuel more people into saying that, you know, men don't sell in these games. I also have a little bit of an opinion about this because if you think about it, right, if you're a gamer, right, and you want to have male characters, but they are released very infrequently, then you would have enough time to save up pulls and save up currency so that way you don't need to spend in the game. Maybe, I don't know, maybe female players also don't need to get duplicates of their faves. They just want one copy and that's pretty much it. If they ever added like a perk where, almost like in Love and Deepspace, if you get multiples of a card, you get a different kind of fit version of the outfits or whatnot. I think that would actually motivate a lot of females into pulling for more duplicates in a game. Of course, there's still gonna be that added bonus of, say, like combat additives, like you get more crit damage or whatever, like how they do in Honkai Star Rail, but I don't know. This doesn't look good for husbando wanters in all of the other bigger game names. But then again, I feel like it's just like the overall setup of how these games just run. Because more female characters get released, husbando wanters have more time to save up, therefore they don't need to spend as much. I feel like that is an added factor into everything. That, and also being that the majority of the player base for these games are men. But I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like it's just unfortunate that it showed up in the numbers like this, to be perfectly honest. I'm hoping that this doesn't necessarily happen for Weathering Waves, because a lot of people are pulling for the female characters in this game, and I'm also referring to like female players pulling for the female characters. Who knows, maybe people will bring out their cards for what's this? I don't know the guy's name. That new guy character in Weathering Waves, but who knows? Who knows in that little instance. So then Weathering Waves went up, and then let's see, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has been kind of moving down the list. It used to be like number 2, number 1, number 3 at least. Really close in ranks with Honkai Star Rail. But it looks like it's been kind of dropping off. I mean, that's not to say that $36 million is not a lot of money. I'm just saying that it's moving down. And then we have Honkai Star Rail dropping 50% in revenue, but still remaining in 3rd place. I don't know, wait, who is on the banner right now? Is it Hyacinth or something like that? And then previous to that, it was the doctor guy. Yeah, I don't really see everybody kind of like panicking, but I know that Finon is coming up in the next 3 weeks from now, and I also heard that Finon is going to have another global passive. So if that's the case, maybe this number is going to shoot up again. Who knows? You know, if people are going to complain about global passives and then this goes up again, it's not fair that it's a male character. Okay, so added point that it's going to be a male character with a global passive. Does this mean that guys are going to pull for the character because there's a global passive on Finon, or are they just going to skip him because they don't want him? I don't know. That is a good question. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next month in terms of the revenue for Honkai Star Rail. And then, to the main topic of the day, Love and Deepspace. Okay, so Love and Deepspace went up 3 million, and I was actually looking at the numbers for this game, and it looks like it's been on the rise on global, but it's on a downward trend on CN, which is interesting, and I wanted to actually know a little bit more, so I went to the game page for this particular game, and we can actually see, if we go to the breakdown, that for the past last month it was all downward trend across everywhere. And then the last time it was on an upward trend was in March. So I was wondering what was being released during this time. So if we're gonna head on over to Instagram, let me close all these other tabs here. If we head on over to Instagram and we kind of check out what was released during that time period, I think we can get a little bit better of an estimate of why there was a downward trend and why there was an upward trend. So let's see. Let's start off with I guess March. So in March we had we had at the end of March into May, we had Gravity Calls. So that was Caleb's Myth banner, right? So end of March into... That is interesting. I mean, if you're counting like the first initial day that a banner is run, they typically make the most amount of money in the first 3 days, right? So maybe that's where this comes into play. But it's strange that this went down. So in April, what was released? So in April, after Gravity Calls, it was Silas's solo banner. Silas's solo banner. What else was released during this month? And Lumiere rerun. Huh. You would think that the numbers would be a little bit higher, wouldn't you? When was this released? April 21st until April 28th, until the end of the month. And then we had the flower banner. When was this? What day was this released? This was released April 30th. Okay. So are you trying to tell me right now that Silas's solo banner and the ending of Caleb's Myth banner and a Lumiere rerun actually put the numbers down? Is that what we're trying to see? Did anything else happen last month? Was there wasn't a boycott. I don't think there was a boycott, was there? I don't think so. I don't think so. But this is really interesting to see that the numbers went down during that month that Silas was running a solo banner and there was a Lumiere rerun and then the ending of the flower banner. Huh. Oh, not the ending of Caleb's Myth. So that's interesting. So then what about this month? Because then this month for May, we had the flower banner. So you're telling me that nobody from CN was really that interested in the flower banner? I feel like this is faulty information here, considering that there was a lot of people who were excited for this release. And then we had everybody else excited for the flower banner. What else was released? Flower banner that lasted for quite some time, and then we had a new promise come up, so that makes sense. People would invest in that. And then we had the Oracle of Stars rerun too. Interesting. I wonder, it feels like people weren't interested in that. And then we had what's that called? Master of Fate rerun as well. This rerun happened from May 19 to May 26, and the numbers went up, but it stayed pretty much the same in CN. I guess because we had the rerun of the Oracle and also rerun of Master of Fate, people weren't really interested in that. But in terms of like the flower banner itself, I'm trying to look at these numbers and the numbers did go down. Like, it's not like they were super hyped about the flower banner release as opposed to like JP or Global. Hong Kong, Korea is basically staying the same. I don't know if these numbers are right. These numbers feel off because for the past like how many months it's been the same exact numbers. This feels strange. Why is Korea the same? And then we have Hong Kong. Then we have global. Interesting. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. So does this mean that global and JP are the people who are spending the most money in the game right now, in terms of like, I guess, reoccurring spenders? This is strange. It's strange to see that the numbers were going down for CN. I feel like they should have been going up, or at least maintaining what it was prior to that. Were they upset about something? I don't know. And then this runtime was May 29th, and then into the beginning of June. Yeah, I don't think that this is gonna reflect that much in the revenue report right now. And then we're going to have what's next after this? In terms of the schedule, I think we're going to see Raphael's new myth. There is a rumor going around that Silas is supposed to come out, like Silas's myth rerun is supposed to come out, but I don't think that that's going to be true. They're going to probably release Caleb's birthday. And let me look at the calendar, actually. So let me take myself off the screen again. Let's look at the calendar. We're going to get Caleb's birthday, and then we're going to have a myth run for Raphael's new myth. It is very possible that this month is going to be much more engaged in terms of the revenue report for next month. Interesting. This seems so strange. Anyway, that is pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. I think that is pretty much it in terms of like people spending on husbando characters, what husbando games should have a global release, what happened with Infinity Nikki, and all of those things. Alright, well, that is pretty much it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. Do you have any pointers? Do you know about the whole number estimation fudging that the CN has on the Gacha revenue report? I am curious to see what's going to happen with Finon's release in Honkai Star Rail. I am actually currently grinding in the game, so that way I'll have enough pulls for that. I'm also saving up in Weathering Waves for the male character that is being released. I have given up on trying to get Hugo in the past, like, I think two more days or 3 more days that his banner is going to be running. And yeah, that is pretty much it on my end. I'm hoping that we're gonna have another husbando game release specifically made for women. Something, you know, it'd be really cool if we had one that was like made specifically for women, that has like a dating aspect, and was kind of like battle focused but with an auto button still, and that's horizontal. I think that would be fun. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Leave your comments down below in the little comment section as well. Hit that subscribe button if you would like to, and if you want to support the channel in an extra way, I set up some memberships so you guys can sign up for that as well. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I am Lynn the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Goodbye now.